Hi, if you had been thinking about buying a home in Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, or Boca Raton, the end of this 2023 in the third quarter, you saw the interest rates spike up to 7%. So of course you decided, I'm gonna wait. Let me tell you, I know how you can get 30-year fixed mortgage today for 3.5% fixed. No joke, stay tuned. I'm Heather Parnass with Adache Real Estate, and I'm your South Florida realtor. If you're thinking about relocating over to Broward County or South Palm Beach, as in Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, and all the other little cities and towns in between those, which I can fill you in on another video about that. You'll want to subscribe to my page, sign up for notifications. I make videos weekly, sometimes twice a week, and I'm here to tell you all there is to know about relocating to these areas, why you would want to move to one neighborhood versus another, and all the new construction communities that are coming up. So here we go. As I said in the intro of this video, if you've been thinking about buying a home and now you're sitting up on the fence waiting for the interest rates to go down, there's a couple things, but number one is it might not be a good idea, because what's going to happen is as the interest rates do start to drop and people start sliding off the fence, then the sellers are going to start raising their prices. So if there's a creative way for you to purchase today while the basic common, fixed interest rate is over 7%, I advise you do so, because the buying power is in your hands today. Sellers are really honestly pretty nervous. There are people that have to move, so there's not that sellers aren't going to be able to sell. There are still properties being sold left and right, but the pace at which they're selling has definitely slowed down, which was the intention, when they raised the interest rates to reduce inflation, because prices were getting a little out of control, to be honest. There's a couple things. One is that just to reduce your rate, even if you were to get a fixed mortgage above 7%, I know about a lender and a bank that has a program where you can pay interest-only payments. The beginning, which you may not know, each payment consists of two parts. One is your principal and one is your interest. And in the beginning of your mortgage, the payments are primarily all interest. So I ran the numbers really quickly on a $500,000 home, and that would save a new home buyer $330 a month. That's going to vary on what price point you're looking at. If you're a first-time home buyer or haven't owned a home in 3 years, I know about a program. There are some income caps on this. You can't make more than $70,000 unless you're purchasing in a CRA area, which is a community redevelopment area, and then your income cap raises to $124,000. Now, what a CRA area is basically an area that's been sort of neglected. Property values have stayed low. Businesses haven't opened up there. And there's just really not been anything to cause values to increase. Well, then the government, the local government, your city, usually has a department dedicated towards those areas when it's time to increase economic development in the area. And they will invest money, they'll get developers there with incentives to build, and then restaurants come. So we're really lucky, because in Pompano Beach and in Fort Lauderdale, you have Flagler Village, which is Fort Lauderdale's CRA area, which is kind of the residential area for downtown. A lot of cool lofts over there and neat restaurants. And then in Pompano Beach, we have Old Town, and that is our Pompano Beach downtown, and that is being built up in values. I mean, they have been increasing, but they're still lower. But there's nice properties to be had. So if you purchase a home in one of those areas, then you can't make more than $124,000. And there are some tiered programs around this where it can go 3.5 up to 4.85. So if you don't meet these requirements I'm telling you about for the 3.5%, just reach out to me. You can call me, text me, or email me. I just can't help you if you don't reach out to me. So make sure that you contact me if you have any questions about these programs I'm talking about. So I'm going a little off script and just sort of rambling, and that's what I do. You'll get used to that in my videos. So if you purchase, you have to have a maximum of a $400,000 mortgage. You cannot make more than $70,000 or $124,000 for the program I'm talking about right now, and you get a $5,000 lender credit and a rate of 3.5%. So that is pretty amazing, and that would give you a lot of buying power for somebody that has to sell right now. They don't have a choice. They have their home on the market. Maybe they've already purchased a new home, or they are getting job transferred for their, work. There's a lot of reasons that, people have to sell. Sometimes they have a new baby on the way and they need more space. This would give you a lot of buying power because right now it's just slower, and that's all I can say about that. The other thing that I want to point out to you, I know we've all heard this phrase, it's kind of tired and I actually cringe to say it, but date the rate and marry the house. Well, I know some of you, especially first-time home buyers, don't really understand what that means. It just sounds like a slogan they use to get you to go ahead and buy. But because you have this buying power, because right now things are slowing down a bit, prices are coming down, and it's a good time for you to actually really negotiate and get an offer that works for you, then you can refinance when the rates go down. Now, we're scheduled to have another rate hike before the end of the year, and then the interest rates aren't going to really slow down or start to lower until the beginning of next year, maybe even spring. And we don't even know how much it's going to come down then. It would be really good for you to start well informed about financing, which is going to help you if you're buying in Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, or Boca, which is where I specialize in. It's the only areas that this particular program that I'm quoting is really the Broward County program, and I could get the numbers for Palm Beach County as well. If you have any questions about this, if you're thinking about buying, if you want to just look at the numbers, no pressure. Listen, I'm not going to push anybody into buying anything if it's not in their best interest. So I can sit down with you and help you figure out what the payments would be for yourself and see if you're comfortable with that. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to the articles you're reading about, to not buy or to buy. Use your own brain and just let's look at the numbers together and see if it'll work for you. And if it is, then great, let's get you a house at a great price. Keep in mind, the people that bought during the pandemic with these prices that were going up and up and up, they're sort of stuck in their homes because they did get that mortgage rate of 2.5%. They paid a price they normally couldn't have afforded, but they're stuck at that high price that they paid. So what's going to happen is if they need to move in the next couple of years, they're going to be in trouble. Hopefully not. Hopefully worst case scenario for them is that they just get their money back. But it's the American dream. You want to buy a home at a price and then live in it for a few years, and then that home will appreciate. That's a large part of your investment, is having future appreciation. When you buy at the peak of a market, the chance of you getting appreciation really only comes into play if you own that home for decades usually. So, okay, I'm done talking. Like and subscribe to my page, click for notifications. I specialize in new construction and luxury resales typically, but I do all parts of real estate. I can help you with the first-time home buyers. I just love to help people. I've actually been in this business for over 34 years. So I've seen all the markets ups and downs. I've seen rates higher than what we have today. I'm not afraid of it. I know how to navigate it. Bye.